President Trump says the peace deal in the Middle East goes beyond Gaza. Watch this.
We want to have peace. This is beyond Gaza. Gaza is a big deal, but this is really peace in the Middle East. We have everybody is on our side to get this deal done. There's never been anything like it. Nobody's ever seen it. There's always been like 80% of them don't want something done. I think virtually we even had a signal, a very strong signal, as you know, from Iran. They'd like to see this done.
Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick joins me now. Senator, if there's a deal in Gaza, how does this produce peace throughout the Mideast? How would that work?
Well, good morning, Stuart. I mean, I think we really are at an historic moment. First, a minute to just mourn what happened on October 7th. That's 731 days ago. We had a horrible, barbaric act. Here we are 2 years later with hostages, 48 hostages or dead hostages or live hostages still being held by Hamas. What's happening here is the president has used a combination of these incredible relationships across the Middle East, the pressure that he's put on Iran with deploying U.S. military forces to really put a significant dent in Iran's nuclear capability, and really supporting Israel in destroying Hamas. That combination of things has brought us to this moment. And listen, this is the guy who negotiated the Abraham Accords 1, which was the first real breakthrough in terms of bringing peace to the Middle East, real alliance between some of the Arab countries and Israel. I think we're on the precipice of a potential breakthrough into leads to something like Abraham Accords 2. Yeah. The thing that's always stood in the way of that is the conflict between the Palestinians and Israel. And this moment possibly brings a peaceful resolution to that conflict.
I want to draw your attention to Zohan Mamdani. He's running for mayor of New York. He's a Hamas supporter, and he put out a statement this morning about what happened in the Middle East in Gaza. And he calls Israel genocidal. He calls Netanyahu genocidal. And that's in a statement that he put out this morning. What do you think to that? I'm sorry, but I find that an absolute disgrace. How about you?
It's disgraceful. And on October 7th, we saw two surprise attacks 2 years ago. One was a surprise attack by Hamas against Israel. The second was this rise of anti-Semitism in our country. And Mamdani leads the charge. Listen, I've been to Israel a number of times. I was there soon after the attacks of October 7th. And what you see is an effort to destroy the military capability of Hamas that hides behind innocent civilians, and a truly good faith effort to bring supplies and food to the innocents that are in with Gaza. There's been 169 meals delivered by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is led by the Israelis. Hamas has looked for every opportunity to disrupt that provision of humanitarian aid. If you want to look for genocidal activity, it's on the part of Hamas that has not only killed 1,200 Israelis on October 7th, but has really stood in the way and led to countless civilian deaths of Palestinians, of Gazans, because of their horrific, barbaric activity.
All true. I'm going to change the subject, Senator.
Yes,
according to the FBI, former special counsel Jack Smith tracked the private communications and phone calls of nearly a dozen Republican senators. It was all part of the January the 6th probe. Here's the Republicans' response.
There's no predicate that we can find for the solicitation of these telephone records, which I think emphasizes the political weaponization that was behind all this effort. And we're still getting more information.
The only thing in common in this entire list is that we're all Republicans. They've decided to come after us. This is as partisan as it gets. The FBI and the corruption that's running there has to be cleared out.
So what's your response to what happened?
Absolute outrage, sort of almost unbelievable, but another example of the true weaponization. When Chuck Grassley, who's been in the Senate for 50 years, talks about unprecedented, it is truly unprecedented. And we have to bring absolute transparency to what has occurred. We have to ensure this doesn't happen again. It has to go through the appropriate committees, but the early reading of what occurred here is beyond belief, and we have to root it out. And I give Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and everybody who's involved in trying to bring transparency to this, all the credit in the world. It's hard to believe that this could have happened in our country.
A lot of head shaking today. Senator Dave McCormick, thanks for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.